What's up, guys? DK here with Collector's Impact, and today I'm going to showcase, I believe it's 56 cards that I'm sending off to CGC for grading using their bulk service. And the name of this game is really, it's mostly Magic cards, and then there's one surprise card at the end. But the name of the game here is bulk, just bulk submission. These are cards that, now that PSA has raised their prices to $20 a card for bulk, and they're closed down until June or July, or who really knows when. These are cards that I would pretty much never pay $20 a card to grade, with some exceptions. I mean, there are some in there that I would, but as a general rule, these are ones that I want graded because they're mint condition and they're really nice looking Magic cards, but financially they don't really warrant a high submission fee. So I'm getting them for less than half that price with CGC, and they're going to look beautiful when they're nice and slabbed. So I wanted to go ahead and show them to you guys, and let me know what you think of them, because they're certainly pretty speculative in nature. A lot of them are cards that I just like, or they're sentimental to me, and some of them you'll see have duplicates of the cards, and the ones that have duplicates, my plan is pretty much to sell one copy and use however much I can get from the sale of the copies to pay for the submission fees in their entirety. I think it will work. I'll make a follow-up video on that after they come back, and we can discuss in more detail. But yeah, let's jump into this. Oh, and if you like the video, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Alright, so let's go ahead and start. So the first card here is a Screaming Seahawk. Yeah, Screaming Seahawk from Onslaught. This card is sentimental to me because when it came out, my now wife, then girlfriend, absolutely loved this card. And I was like, that card is terrible, but she actually made a deck with this. This was like a Type 1 deck that focused around this card. And it was really, really good in the deck that had a lot of good support cards for it. It made no sense, and it was kind of a hilarious thing. So we love the Screaming Seahawk, and this is one of the mint condition ones that I had bought extras of and kept for all those years. So yeah, this I'm excited to see what that gets. Next, we have the Civilized Scholar. This is from Innistrad, and basically what this is Dr. Jekyll, and then you turn it over and it's Mr. Hyde, the homicidal brute. I always really liked that. That's kind of cool. They couldn't use the official names. I bet they could now that they're doing all the crossover stuff that Wizards is into. They might do that one day, but for all intents and purposes, this is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, so that is a cool card. And then this one's very similar. This is the Screeching Bat, and then you turn it over and it's the Stalking Vampire. Super nice artwork. They just don't make them like this anymore, ladies and gentlemen. That is amazing art for Magic. And speaking of that, here's another one, Save Life. This one is just like a chick at the pool, and she's throwing the lifesaver here to, I don't know if that's her boyfriend or just some random dude who's pretty struck by her beauty. So it's a pretty cool card, and I don't know if Wizards would ever make something like that again in the climate that they are currently creating, honestly. So yeah, I don't know if they would make something like that again. So I'm speculating on that one. Now we get into more of the modern sets. The rest of these are pretty much cards from 2019 and 2020, little 2021 thrown in there. So these are all very new. So they're super minty, and I wanted to go ahead and take advantage of that before they age and pringle. So the first one is the alternate art frame for Fae of Wishes from Throne of Eldraine. And then you've got the Murderous Rider. That one was really popular when it came out, but it's gone down quite a bit since then. But that is the world of Magic, folks. When this card came out, it was like $40 to $50, and now I got this card for $6. So that just goes to show, but that also goes to show that it's at the end of the life cycle of the Throne of Eldraine, but as time goes on and the card ages again, or not again, but as the card ages, it will go back up in value. That would be my assumption. So I'm making a play based on that. This next card is kind of a similar situation to the civilized scholar and the beast there, Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. This one is the lovestruck beast, but it's actually Beast from Beauty and the Beast, as you can tell. So when the lovestruck beast comes into play, you get a 1/1 human creature token. And so, of course, the next card is the 1/1 human creature token, which is essentially Belle. So it's Beauty and the Beast as a little pair. Next is the alternate art Order of Midnight with the fairy tale frame. This card, I can't say enough good things about it. The artwork is one of my favorites from Throne of Eldraine. The card is only an uncommon, so it isn't worth a ton of money. Though when it came out, it did pack a decent price, but it's gone down some, just like that Murderous rider. But the artwork is so nice. She's riding this giant crow. I mean, just the flavor of this card is over 9,000, so I've got 2 of them. Next is Gallia of the Endless Dance, also known as Woo Girl. That's that's kind of her thing. This card in foil is actually really hard to find, and it's kind of expensive, so I had to settle for the regular version. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer, but whatever. That's why it's bulk submission. And next is Calyx, Destiny's Hand. This is the foil full art version of this Planeswalker from Theros Beyond Death. Super nice. Also not worth a ton right now, but neither is this Elspeth. They're from the same set, but they're foil full art. I mean, it's the best of the best of the best of those mythic rares in terms of what you can get. So the actual pull rate and rarity of these particular versions are very scarce in comparison to the other versions. The Temple of Plenty, foil, extended art, same kind of situation. That's what I try to like to go for, is essentially the rarest of the rarest versions of these newer printed to oblivion cards, because at least that will guarantee some form of collectability into the future. You can't just send the regular bordered standard art version of the card. There's a million of them, probably more. So, but these are much harder to get. Much, much, much harder to get. And then for Theros Beyond Death, I actually have the whole set of the Pokemon lands. That is a random speculative play that I'm trying to make here, where I'm actually going to send in a set of these to PSA as well. I don't have them on hand. I'm going to have to buy a collector box and open it in the future to get really mint condition ones with good alignment. These are kind of middle of the road in terms of their alignment and condition, honestly. They're packed fresh, but some of them, the cutting machine had weird issues with the card. I don't know if you can see it or not. Yeah, right there, especially on the swamp. The swamp is the worst. You can see the nicks in the bottom. So that's not good. So it probably will get an 8 for that reason. But the others are definitely 9 potential. Decently minty, all foil. Just those beautiful Pokemon energy style Magic lands. It's the first and only time that they've done that. I don't know if they're going to bring that thing back, that style back, but they're pretty collectible. There's a huge fan base for those. Next, we've got Godzilla, the Primeval Champion. There is only one of these, but it's pac-mint, and you know, it's an alternate art version of the card that it's supposed to be. What's it called? Titanoth Rex is what the original card is. This is the different skin version of it in Godzilla form. And then I've got 2 of these Mothra's Cocoons. These were only available in Japan, and they're just really nice. These are foil, you can see, and it's got like the Japanese old school, I'm not sure if it's a castle or what, but it's beautiful Japanese architecture, and you've got some helicopters floating around the full moon. The card's flavor is just so nice, and it's of course a crossover with the Godzilla and Mothra and all that. It's really, really nice. And these are in the exact same vein as those. These are 2 foil Japanese Mecha Godzilla promos from Aquaria. Really nice card. If it grades high, they actually do pack a decent punch in value, and I got a super good deal on these particular promos, so why not? Next, we go to exploring the land of Zendikar, and here we have Aura, yeah, that's how you say it, right? Skyclave Hierophant, and this is the buy a box promo. So you could only get this particular version for purchasing a set box, I believe. And then you've got the showcase foil version of Lotus Cobra, which for some reason has been downgraded to a rare. When this came out in the original Zendikar, it was mythic rare. So maybe they just wanted to get it into the hands of more people as a rare slot, but the card's amazing, number one, and number two, this artwork is unique to this set as an alternate art variant, and the foil is captivating. Next, we've got Jace the Mirror Mage, full art foil from Zendikar still. We're still in Zendi, so. And then full art foil Nissa following Jace. This card is awesome. I really like the whole vines and craziness going on in here. It's super nice. And then following that is Nahiri. Here we go, Heir of the Ancients. And I have two of those. One of them is not perfectly mint condition, and the other one is. So it'll be interesting to see what those two grade. I would anticipate an 8 or an 8.5 on one, and then a 9 or 9.5 on the other. I'm honestly hoping that at least one of these gets a 10. That would be amazing if even like one or two of the cards in this stack gets a 10 from CGC. They do issue them, they're just super rare. And even on, not so highly valuable cards, they really raise the price quite a bit. So now here's, this one is just a favorite in terms of artwork, the Glass Pool Mimic. I got two of those. I mean, look at this art, okay. So this person is sitting there. First off, they have a mask, which I wonder if they did that for the whole 2020 scenario. So that might make some sort of an interesting collectible in the future for that. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, and then on the back, you can see this beautiful landscape, and this nice land. But that is just, I thought that was really, really nice. It's one of my favorite arts from the Zendikar set. Next, we've got the extended art foil Linvala, Shield of the Sea Gate. And this is another one of those that's just super captivating artwork. And I've got two of those. Then we go into the Time Spiral Remastered. So we've got Feldman of the Third Path. He's got bad alignment, so I definitely didn't want to send him to PSA. So since I basically, with CGC, I always write it off that I'm just never going to get a 10. So anything that wouldn't even possibly 10 with PSA, CGC's getting it, because they're going to give it a 9.5, max anyway. So it'll probably get a 9 just for being pack mint. And I'd be totally fine with that. So I've got that one, and I've got Yawgmoth, Thran Physician, and a foil Wheel of Fate from Time Spiral Remastered. So if you do want to see the box that these came from, that opening is on the channel. Just throwing that out there if you actually want to see the box opening. In fact, I think a lot of these box openings are on the channel if you want to check them out. And then we get into the most speculative stuff that I have. I am really thinking that these art cards have kind of a bright future simply because no one else thinks that they do. So that's one key reason, which means that, first off, this one here is from Modern Horizons. So this is a slightly different scenario, so I'll just skip to the next one. It's the only one from Modern Horizons. That's Captain Sisay. The rest come from, I believe this particular submission is just Zendikar Rising. But you can see here, okay. So this particular Jace Mirror Mage with this extra crazy cool bordered art stuff going on, the rarity of these cards is actually rarer than rare. And I'll explain, because they're only available in the set boxes, and Magic has 3 different main product lines, and even more if you include things like the bundles. But they have the draft booster boxes, the set booster boxes, and the collector edition boxes. And these are only available in the set boxes, and you only get 1 per pack. And then, of course, to pull one of the more rare desired arts, you only get like 1 in a box, if that. So yeah, it's definitely got a high rarity for the card. And then you factor in, this is Windswept Heath, a fetch land. Then you factor in the fact that people don't really care that much about them right now in this current age. So therefore, people aren't taking the time to preserve them and sleeve them and put them in binders. I mean, maybe some of them, because this is really captivating artwork. So they might put these particular ones in binders, but it's all speculative. Who knows? I mean, most people don't like them. They just either throw them out or they mistreat them to the point where they definitely won't be mint anymore. if they just throw them in the shoebox with the commons. Yeah, let me go back to this one. This is one of my favorites right here. That artwork is so captivating and beautiful. I love it. So also, as a collector of like the Marvel trading cards, these artwork cards, I don't mind them at all for Magic the Gathering. I mean, they're very similar in nature to the type of cards that, say, the Marvel cards are, because they're just artwork. But they're really captivating artwork. All right, then here is the last one. This is the full art version here of Linvala. We saw the regular card, so here's the counterpart art card for that. And then the last card in this submission is I Choose You Pikachu. Home Skillet snuck his way into the lot there. I was like, well, you know, it couldn't hurt to put at least one Pokemon card, and this is one that I've been meaning to get graded. This one was actually set for PSA, but then they closed their doors, and I'm just like, whatever, I'll send this little Pikachu off. I have a few more. So this is actually the 1999 year 2000 variant version of the card from Unlimited, Shadowed Unlimited. So it's actually kind of rare for that reason as well. Plus, its alignment's great, and it's pack mint condition. So can't really go wrong with that one, even with the CGC grade. Well, guys, that wraps up the video for today. If you like this submission, if you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up, and let me know what you think about it. What are your opinion of the art cards and the various other random cards that I am submitting in this particular lot? And definitely keep in mind, of course, this is bulk, and this is the cheapest way to do it, and I'm trying to strategize quite a bit with this. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. I'm excited to hear, and thank you for coming by and checking out the video, and I hope to see you again next time.